Hello, Graham Vincent, Violinmaker, musician, violas. Okay, I've got two clients who have already got violins of mine, and both of them want a viola to go with their violin. I've always kind of said I'd concentrate on making violins because I kind of think violas are, some people kind of are slightly dismissive and call them just like slightly scaled up violins, but I believe that they are their own special thing in themselves and they deserve, your full concentration. But I have agreed to make these two violas. So the thing about the viola compared with the violin, the violin has a fairly well tied down set of parameters, sizes and so on. Violas, it seems to be a completely open field. The first one of the two is a 15-inch viola, which is, quite petite. It's going to be quite a delicate little viola, and the second one is 16.5, which is at the larger end of what is a normal size for a viola. But because they're quite clearly two very different instruments, I'm going to be dealing with them separately. So I'm going to start with the 15-inch one. I've had a really good look at violas over the last few weeks. I've thought about it long and hard. I've thought about what I'm going to change from my standard sort of pattern to make them work. And so basically I'm in the office. This is where it all starts. I'm using Draft Site, which is equivalent to AutoCAD. And then I'm going to cut the templates that I made on my laser cutter. Without further ado, let's dive in. Basically, what you will see is that I have scaled up my standard pattern, but then there are some things that are fundamentally different. The body thickness, I need to increase more than just standard scaling up. And I've also moved the bridge slightly down the body to make sure I get as much scale length out of this instrument as I possibly can. This particular one, the first one, is going to be made from a fruit wood. It's going to be, the body is going to be pear, spruce front, pear wood ribs and pear wood back. The neck is going to be a nice piece of figured maple. So that actually matches the violin that this lady's had from me already. It was a lovely violin, so I'm hoping that the same is true of the viola. So I'm going to do a sort of a series on this viola build. So this is very much, part one. It's going to be a fairly short video. Nothing too exciting, I suspect, but it'll just, you'll be able to follow the path through from, from conception through to completion, hopefully. These viola plans I will make available if anyone's interested in building a 15-inch viola. I will, when I do the 16.5-inch viola, I will also do a set of plans for those, but because they are fundamentally so different, the two instruments, I will do them as two different sets of plans. Well, I realise this is going to open up a can of worms, basically, but I'll explain my thinking on what is handmade and what isn't. But after years of working with CAD designing stuff, I tend to work with CAD and then export PDF files, which I then put into Lightburn, and then a very simple, very cheap laser engraver, which is just about capable of cutting cardboard. I then produce templates, which I use to do the rest of the process by hand from that point onwards. But yeah, it's a simple way of getting an accurate template. In the past, I've done it using carbon paper off plans. I've done it using all sorts of ways, but this is where I am at the moment. This is just an Violinmaker A3, which I then bought some extra long bars for and converted it to its slightly larger format. But it was dirt cheap, and then just it's a 10-year-old laptop now. So I just imported the PDF. Now I'm going to ask the laser to frame the cutting area. So that tells me where I've got to put my piece of cardboard. No, it's not. I have to move it down. There we go. And away it goes, producing my template. As far as I'm concerned, handmade means that it's created by something that is guided by hand. So the fact that the actual template itself is cut by a laser, I don't think is neither here nor there, because that's used to create a mold, which I'll be making by hand. And then obviously all the work on the violin itself is by hand. So for me, I don't see that there's any compromise at all with this. But I'm just being honest and being open, and I just thought you'd be interested to see how I do this anyway. So there it is, the 15-inch viola size. It's a nice size. It feels like it's a really pleasing shape and form. I like that. I'm very happy with that. Very happy. And there we have it. A stack of templates. Good old shreddies. Where would we be without them? Anyway, there you have it, a short but sweet video. I will put these together so that you can follow the progress of this particular sort of viola anytime in the future. Yeah, so look after yourselves. See you soon, folks. Cheers, bye.